half-assed Daily Decembear. Hey, it's Tommy, and it's another Daily Decembear, half-assed Daily Decembear, and my guest today is musician David Johnson. And my friend Bjorn recommended you as a kind of folk musician. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So tell us about your album Bygones.
Yeah. I just put this Bygones out this year in May. It's my second album. It's got 18 tracks on it. It was originally going to have 30. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just... so I scaled it down to 18, and I got to work with some friends on it. I had Amy Denio played accordion on the song Kimberly, and then Shannon Grady was it.
I'm glad you said that, because I was going to ask you if that was accordion on there, because the description said it was just piano and guitar, but I was sure that I was hearing an accordion.
Yeah. So she played that on there, and then I got Shannon Grady to do some vocal backup for me on a couple songs. And also my friend Dave sang on the song Friday Night, so it was fun to work with others.
Awesome. Now, I did enjoy the song Kathleen, and the accordion really added to that. Now, well, what's the story behind Kathleen?
The song's Kimberly, and it's basically, I met her when I was in, like, second grade, so I've known her for most of my life, and we just became best friends real quick, and her family is like my other family, you know. Her mom and dad are my mom and dad, basically. So we grew up together, and she was the first person I came out to, and so she's played a really important role in my life, and been there all along. So I just kind of wanted to write a song to thank her for being there in my life and being supportive of me. So.
Okay. Now the other song the first song I listened to, I don't guess is on Bygones, is Terms of Service.
Oh yeah, that was just a random single when the Facebook drag queen attack was going on. You know, then making them change.
Well, tell us about that song, because that certainly had an interesting sentiment, and definitely talked a lot about everything going on with Facebook.
Yeah, well, I logged in one day, and I wasn't aware that it had been going on until I saw it myself. I was just scrolling through my posts and saw, I had several drag queens on there, burlesque performers, etc. And I thought, what's this going on? Like, why would they update their name like that? And then I kind of heard about how they were just going after them and making them do that change to their legal name or given name. And so I was just about to head to Portland for a show when that happened in September, or when I became aware of it, rather. And so I just felt like writing a song about it, because my thought about it was, if I were a performer like that, and it would just make me nervous to have to use my real name if I didn't want to, it would possibly make it easier for people who are, negative against the community to hunt you down. So I just kind of thought I'd put my 2 cents in there.
Have you gotten a good response about that song?
A little bit, yeah. I put it up on Bandcamp, and then I put the video on YouTube, and I got some hits on it. I wrote to Justin Vivian Bond and got a response out of that and a retweet. So there's a few views, but it was just kind of a spur of the moment thing.
So what you said that you put it on YouTube? So is there a video to go with it?
Yeah, it's just me at home playing it, so it's not like an actual constructed, thought out thing. It's just me playing it in front of the computer. So
okay, it's an intimate acoustic performance.
Yeah, there you go. That's the way to say it.
But it's not just a piece of static art and just song playing behind it.
No, yeah, it's just me playing it, and I put the lyrics on there so you could see it too.
Oh, good. So what about some of your other work? Your previous album? You sent me the code for another album, and I haven't looked at it yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, my first one, it really wasn't my first, because I started writing back in 2003. the year that I graduated high school, and so I actually used to record my own stuff at home and you know, like print the art off the printer and everything at home. So it was just like really like homemade stuff. But my first official album that I did in the studio was Venus Skytrap, and that was back in 2012. And so here's the cover for that. You can see it's a little bit, yeah, the cover is somewhat phallic. But so yeah, I that really was kind of just spawned out of a very short and unpleasant relationship. So I had, you know, along the way, I had written these songs just kind of as that was happening, and then once it ended, I kind of felt like I just needed to get it off my chest. So I, you know, and I haven't been working for a while, so I've just been trying to focus on music, and I put an ad on Craigslist, and I said, you know, I'm a musician. I'd like to make an album. It doesn't have to be fancy, but I'm broke, so if anyone can help, let me know. And I got a response from my friend Nick Ripley. I mean, I hadn't met him at that point, but he said, yeah, I'd love to do that. So I went over to his place one day after that, and we pretty much cut it in one day.
Oh,
there
wow.
were, yeah, there were a couple that we had to redo just to get a better recording, but it's all acoustic. There's no harmonies. There's nothing else. It's just me and the guitar, which I like because that's what you would hear mostly if you came to one of my shows or if we were hanging out. Like, that's a very straightforward picture of what my style is. So I like that about it, and it was really fun.
So you said you do shows. Where do you perform, and who comes to see you?
Well, yeah, I've been doing shows since I released that back in 2012. I've been trying to do as many shows as I can, and I've performed in Seattle a lot, like at the Skylark in Seattle is where I usually do my album release shows, and I performed at Cafe Zippy up in Everett, and I opened for Shannon and Grady's band at the time. It was the Sea and the Stars, and they played at the Comet, and I was able to open for him there, which was awesome. And yeah, just a lot of places around Seattle, and had that show in Portland earlier this year, opening at the Gay Fair at the Square. So there was a lot of great acts in that. That was wonderful.
Good exposure too.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, so tell me more about you and what led you to do music after that, like, 10-year gap, you said, from when you were doing stuff in high school to 2012?
Sure. Well, I've always enjoyed music. I've always been involved with it since I was young. Like, I used to do, I went to Christian school throughout my education, so I did, like, little plays and musicals and stuff that they put on. So I would do that, and then I was in choir when I was in 5th grade, and took a music class in junior high. So it's just always been there. And then piano lessons I started when I was in 3rd grade, and took that until freshman year of high school. So I got a good chunk of education with that, and I eventually quit that because the mathematical aspect was confusing me. I've never been that good with math, so when the theory was getting more and more advanced and difficult, I was finding that hard to keep up with. So I quit. And, by my senior year, I was cleaning out the extra bedroom and found my dad's old guitar from when he was younger, and just started playing with it, and he said if I wanted it, I could have it. So that's when I started writing music, and I really just kind of started doing it for fun, like, you know, as an experiment. And then later on, after I had graduated high school, it was about 3 years after that, in 2006, when like, I hadn't touched the piano since I quit, because I just, you know, it was so frustrating when I was in the lessons I preferred to do things by ear, and so having to, like, not look at the keyboard and see what my hands were doing. But I came back to that in 2006. I was at Seattle Pacific University, and they had, you know, the music building, they had just a whole part of like rooms with pianos in them that you could kind of just lock yourself in and play and practice. So I wrote a song then in 2006 called Cookie Cutter Conscience, and it just really dealt with like kind of how it was to grow up in a conservative religious home while being gay, and so all the things that go along with that, like the guilt and all that, and then just going through the process of coming out and how it affected me. So it was at that point that music really started meaning more to me than just doing it for fun. It was like, it was amazing that I had been writing before and after I came out, and that it kind of really played a big part in that process. So at that point, I started taking it a little more seriously, and just kind of wrote sparsely over the years after that until recording Venus Skytrap, and since then, it's really been my main focus. So.
Oh, great. So, so what are some of your other interests outside of music?
I like, karaoke. I know that's still music, but that was one of my pastimes for a long time. Just, I love hearing what people enjoy as far as music and hearing them kind of pay tribute to that. And I like hiking. I don't do that as much, but we used to go to Mount Rainier when I was younger, and I love that area. And there's some nice places around here to walk, like trails and parks and things. And I love just kind of traveling around, taking road trips, and trying new restaurants out. My favorite is Mexican food, so I'm always on the hunt for the best Mexican food.
Awesome.
Yeah, stuff like that.
So, are you single?
Yes, I
am. So what kind of guy are you looking for?
I'm not looking right now, but I really enjoy when someone has like a quirky sense of humor, like a little bit messed up, off color. I love to laugh and be silly, and for as much as I love to be lighthearted and stuff like that, I also do love someone that can kind of be deep and emotional and have those kinds of conversations too, that doesn't have a barrier when it comes to matters of the heart and things like that. I like spontaneity, and just someone who likes to have fun and who's genuine. And yeah, good kisser doesn't hurt either.
Oh, that all sounds good. So, so how can people find you?
Well, I've got pretty much most of the social media sites going right now. If you're on Facebook, you just go. It's too hard to find me if you just type in David Johnson, because there's so many. But if you go to facebook.com/singsongbird, you'll find my music page there. And then my main page kind of is Bandcamp, and that's songbirdian.bandcamp.com. So songbirdian.bandcamp.com, and that's where all the music I've released is right now. I've got a SoundCloud, I've got a Reverb Nation, so I've got a Tumblr. I never use that, but it's just kind of like posts from Instagram and stuff. So yeah, it's really available out there. So once you find one, you'll probably find most of them internally.
Yes. Yeah, it's just finding the one, because when Bjorn told me to go find you, it's like, the only way I found you was because you were friends with him.
Yeah.
But I think he gave me the link to the Songbirdian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining me today, and yeah. And if you have been watching, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And until tomorrow, there'll be another Daily Decembear.
All right, thanks so much.